All right, hi, I'm John Gilbertson here with Tap Milwaukee, and I'm talking with the members of Cherri Bomb from Los Angeles.
Hi.
And first question I want to ask, now a lot of people probably think your name is derived from like the Runaways and that stuff, but I understand there's a different source. Why don't you tell me about that?
Nia and Rena actually had a book called Cherri Bomb, and that's the foundation of where our name came about. It's about a girl living in the world of rock and roll, and it gives stories about tips getting backstage and how to score guys, and it's just it has a great vibe to it, and so it's just something that we really thought.
Does it work?
Oh yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Obviously.
And I understand you had tryouts for the band initially. Now how'd that go? I mean, what kind of a turnout was that? I mean, it's LA. I mean, so I would imagine there would be quite a crew coming out for that.
I think the best thing was we got someone who wanted to join the band, and they told us, we can play Guitar Hero.
You're gonna play Guitar Hero on stage. That's great.
That's not quite the same thing.
That's not the same thing as playing guitar, but I know we've gone through a lot of people, and I'm just glad it turned out the four of us. There were a lot of talented people that tried out, though.
Well, how long did that process take? That must have been.
I don't know, Julie.
I started the band.
Yeah.
From when I first put out flyers to, until all of us came together, it was about a year finding, going through different members.
Yeah, and I really enjoy the album. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I was listening to it on the way down, and I was really digging it. So, I mean, what was that process like? I mean, just really, swinging through the first record.
It was really quick.
That's like,
It felt like
how long was it?
It was
the
a
process?
few months, but it felt
I think it was like 2 or 3 months altogether.
Yeah, but it felt like one long day, like just sleeping on everything.
Yeah, but the place we were recording at was like 3 hours away from our houses. So we would have like these big road trips, and then we'd spend pretty much all day and night at the studio writing new songs, recording ideas, recording our songs. And then we'd go home, sleep, get up, and do the same thing the next day.
And there was always music in the studios. Going there in the car, we'd be writing lyrics, we'd be listening to music. Getting in there, Nia and Miranda would always play piano, Julie was on guitar, I was on bass, or, there was always music somewhere in there, so it was always a creative process.
It was really spontaneous, too.
Yeah.
We came up with a lot of things on the fly.
Now, somebody learned bass for this, I understand? Yeah. When did you pick up the bass?
Well, you guys had been in the band for about 3 years, and they already had a bass player, and I would always watch their rehearsals. Since Nia and I are sisters, they would rehearse in our house. I had never thought of being in Cherri Bomb. I knew I wanted to be in a band, but I never thought it'd be this band in particular. And they eventually needed a bass player, and they asked me, will you be a temporary bassist? It's easy.
She wasn't supposed to be in the band.
I wasn't supposed to be.
She doesn't get in that easy.
I was a temporary fit, and it just ended up working out because I was that awesome.
No. I don't think it was 3 years, though. I think it was
It was 2 years.
It was a year and a half.
Oh, okay.
Because
Like a
we
year and a
started in
half,
2008, and she
She's
came
got
in the band
time
in
problems.
2009.
She doesn't.
Well, it's
Sorry,
you can lose track.
Yeah.
Now, what's the I mean, there's that tendency, like that whole girls in rock, women in rock thing. I mean, have you gotten any of that business? Because it seems like the album holds up well enough on its own, without any of the sort of like, hey, there's some girls, kind of thing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, come on, we're an all-girl rock band. It's not like they're at every corner.
Yeah,
so
they're not
it
as
is a
common
little
as they should
different.
be.
Yeah.
And especially when we started in the beginning, there was a lot of mixed reactions because, we were barely teenagers when we started, and we were still trying to find our sound. So a lot of people who listened to us, they were like, oh, I bet they don't even play their instruments. And I mean, it was, totally like whacked out assumptions.
Are people coming up like, I mean, you got people inspired by what you're doing? I mean, who just want to do something like this?
We talk to our fans all the time, and it's always a really good feeling for us to get messages, people telling us that we inspired them to start a band or write music again or to continue doing something they were going to give up, and that's what we're all about.
All right, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Really great.